Well, here we are again. Thank you for joining us. I've got Samuel here as our guest. You know that Corey, Allison, and I get together on a week-to-week basis. But this week, with my guest of Samuel joining us, I thought he and I would do it together. Samuel, you recently came to our brokerage from another firm. I wanted to take a moment and welcome you to the brokerage. Um, but one of the things that I was so intrigued by is in the early days of us getting together, you asked me if I had some kind of template that you could work with to help your printer in the sign design kind of transfer process. And as much as I've always known that the Remax Agent Hub has an amazing amount of stuff in it, you are the one who brought to my attention that there were sign templates for you to work with. And
Yes.
so I thank you again for that. You know, the new blood always teaching us new things. I was also aware that there was a new Remax sign template out there, a new look.
Yeah.
You went with that new look, but you had your own personal or family reasons to go down that path. And I was wondering if you might just share with us why.
Yeah. So essentially, obviously, love the brand, love the original kind of design and everything. But with my family, as being having a Chinese background, we have superstitions with different types of color and everything. So originally, what especially my mother said, because she's the most superstitious out of our family, is that she told me that Sam, because you're born in June and your whole kind of yin yang, all that good stuff, is that you're very fire related. And anything that has to do with fire, such as the red color, will only intense that. And with the feng shui guy, he also said to me that you shouldn't have any more red because you're already too bright. So if you make it any worse, people won't be able to see you, or if bad things are going to happen, or you draw too much attention. So since I was very young, I've only rarely worn red. You can probably, Richard knows that basically every single time he sees me at the office, I'm never really wearing very colorful clothes. I'm wearing very dark colored clothes. So when I first came into Remax, I was like, I never thought about that. That was not my ever thought about the signage or anything. It was just more so getting into Remax first. But then once, obviously, with Richard's warm welcome, I was like, oh no, the sign is very red. My mom's not gonna like this. So then I was trying to look at the options. I looked online and said, see if there was any different type of Remax templates or signs that I could use because I know you guys have a very strict policy. I was gonna lean towards the Remax Collective one, but obviously that doesn't work because not all my listings are gonna be Remax Collective. But then, so I kept continuing to scour, but so happens that Remax had a brand new design, which was very, very blue based with only the Remax red balloon there. And I was like, awesome, perfect. This is amazing. I showed it to my mom. I showed her the original design. She's like, no, no, you're going with the blue design. There's no question. There's no like choice or anything. You just choose the blue design and that's it. Like that's only gonna work because the colors are much more calmer. You're not gonna draw too much attention to yourself. You're already too fire based and everything. And gave me the whole talk. And then I was like, okay, that's totally fine. And I went with the blue design. And thank God that Remax already had the designs in place and everything, so I could just easily insert my name, my personal real estate corporation, and everything into the sign, and then I could print it out right away.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you. I've seen the new sign for a while. Most are adopting the traditional red, white, and blue. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars that have gone into that, but it's a sharp look, and I'm so happy that it's worked for you.
Yeah.
When we originally started talking, one of the things that you were looking for was some added support, you know, an improvement in an environment to help take your business to the next level. How is that introduction gone for you? I know we're hovering a month together.
Yeah. So I came from a brokerage that didn't have much support, but I knew that going into that brokerage because my mentor, Eric Lowe, any might have you guys might have heard, um, he told me just go into multiple realty. I'll teach you the ins and outs so you won't need the support. But then he told me that later on, once you get into the industry enough, you want to jump over to Remax. Remax will provide you with the tools to only elevate because me as the old guy, this is quoted by my mentor, I can only teach you so much. And things are always changing. So he was like, we had a dinner. He had a conversation with me. He's like, Sam, I think it's time for you to jump to Remax. I've already taught you everything I could possibly teach you. You guys gotta, you gotta go into the new game. So going into Remax, there was a lot more support and everything. And I feel like I've only touched the bare surface level. But the one thing for me was the obviously Richard, Harb, Leia, Agnes. They've been absolutely amazing. Going on top of everything, I know like I can come from a different type of style with the older brokerage, but coming into Remax, they obviously you guys have your own ways, but I loved it. Like when I make a mistake or I make something different, they will just immediately notify me within minutes, and that support it's makes me as an agent very confident going out there, knowing that I'm doing things right and I could just focus on my clients itself rather than focusing on the paper, because at certain times I did have like doubts where I'm like, am I doing this right? Am I doing it wrong? And everything. I would ask my mentor, but my mentor is obviously he's semi-retired now, so he won't know completely. But he was just like, well, that's how I've been doing it all these years. But yeah, but having being in Remax, knowing that it's been amazing, and having the CRM tools, having the websites and everything, it's only enhanced my image to look everything. And I still remember me struggling through the Google review and having the support. I remember I wouldn't want to go into my old brokerage because I just don't want to annoy them. But Harb, especially Richard, they've only been welcoming. They will like just come in, get the Google review. We want to help you support your business, and it's something I could never imagine. It just
Yeah.
felt like a big warm welcome, big full lovely hug the entire time.
And Sam, I love hearing that. I put that on contrast. Remax, been around 50 years. And there's some in the community that think of us as the old school, the old dogs. And it's refreshing to hear that we continue to reinvent ourselves and be useful to people. But more important than your reception, more important than the internal logistics of the operation of the brokerage, could you give us your sense of how was your sphere of influence, those people that you interact with, how was it received when you made the move?
So when I made the move, it was kind of like a 50-50, I would say. Like I know that there are clients and people out there that don't even know. They just think that I just hired you, Samuel. They don't care about the brokerage, don't care about that stuff. So we won't speak upon them because there's no need to, because they to them it hasn't changed anything, because I'm still Samuel, I'm still the face of their home and everything. But to those who, saw me come into Remax, they were they were very happy and excited, and it's just very weird in our community. It's just they always think that we're being hired by the brokerages. We're not the ones hiring by the brokerages. So then they had the impression when I first came into Remax, they're like, "Sam, you're the big dog now. You know what you're doing. You obviously, you've shown something in the real estate industry. That's why Remax wants you." And then I'm just like, "Yep, yeah." But they have a trust now. They have a bigger trust. They know that I know what I'm talking about. It's like having an accomplishment under my name, but instead it's just the Remax brokerage. And for those, yeah, it's just they it doesn't feel very different, but I can just sense that there's a certain bit of confidence that's been added into my name. And also, I've been doing a couple deals since I moved over. It's only been about 30 days, but I'm so thrilled that I could do some deals, and I could see that even the industry colleagues and everything, they take me a little bit more seriously. I've always had this issue where people thought that because I was young, I didn't know what I was really talking about and everything. But now having the Remax brand, people give me a little bit more respect. And they would be like, yeah, we know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know what you're doing and everything. And it just makes me very happy. And I wouldn't have had this until I joined Remax.
Well, Sam, again, welcome to the brokerage, and take comfort that your youthfulness, you and those like you represent the future of this profession. And so all the power to you. I wish you every success, and thank you for joining us today.
All right. Thank you so much.